Yo, Havik Nation has arrived. Welcome to Pause and Rewind, because that's just what we do here. Listen, I'm checking this out, man. This is a conversation with Nicki Minaj and Joe Budden. I saw a post recently that said that Nicki kind of shouted out the crew, Bone Thugs and Harmony, man. So I kind of want to see what she says and what that's all about, because, you know, I don't think I've ever really heard Nicki talk or mention Bone. So let's just jump right into it. I'm curious about the conversation and kind of see what that was all about, man. So let's check it out.
Track 2 is the Bone Thugs flip. The Bone Thugs flip.
Oh, okay. So
and there's a few flips.
She got a new album. I think it's the Pink Friday 2 or something like that. I haven't heard the album yet. I will check it out. So I guess track 2 on that album is a flip on something Bone Thugs. I haven't heard it, so I'm not sure which one it is.
There's a few flips on this project. All that shit sound expensive, too, by the way.
Oh, you ain't don't wanna know what Mr. Busy Bone done that.
Wait, I thought that was interpolated. No, it didn't matter. But I think that's fly. I think that's fly that you take.
She said you don't want to know. So, okay. I saw something too that Busy Bones like may have sent Nicki a verse or something like that. I'm not really sure. But based on Joe's comment just now, that basically everything that he heard or whatever sounded expensive, and she's like, "Oh God, you don't want to know what Mr. Busy Bone." She didn't finish the thought there, but clearly Busy he was probably charging a hefty price. Is what I'm getting from that. So, but it sounds, I don't know. It sounds like he might not be on that project though. So maybe the price was too out of reach, or maybe she had to pay for the rights to song. I don't know. I don't know. I gotta hear that song and see what's up. But it sounds like Busy might have been charging an arm and a leg for something.
Like Notorious Thugs and do that to it.
And guess what? I think it's fly that we had people like that to inspire people like me who can now inspire other people, because that fucking music is timeless. And I knew one thing. I knew that everybody, no matter what age, was going to have an emotional connection to that second song, because it feels, first of all, most of us know it. So we already have that, like,
I gotta go hear this song.
Right, when we hear it. But even if you didn't know that is one of the most iconic records in the entire history of rap, you can feel something about it. And so shout out to Bone Thugs and Harmony, because what they were doing, I still never heard or seen anyone do. I mean, they were so different, and like
facts. Almost
now that I think back on, they like on some like rock band type of ish where it's so different. So you know, cutting edge. And then of course Biggie, you know, like his ability to.
All right, so she must either sample or flip or remix Notorious Thugs, which is the iconic Bone Thugs and Harmony and Biggie Smalls track. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, iconic song. Obviously, it's Bone Thugs and Harmony. In my opinion, they're the greatest rap group of all time. There's no debate for me. But, you know, they're legends. And that song, like she said, is timeless. It's legendary. And then, of course, you got Biggie on the track. Bone Thugs and Harmony is one of the most, if not the most, influential rap group ever, right? People talk shit about Bone when they were coming out because they were singing and stuff and harmonizing and the whole West Coast, and they was like, you know, that's just soft. That's just soft. Now everybody's singing they raps, bro. Everybody harmonizes in they raps, from other people that's in groups to people like Drake and them. everybody harmonizing their raps. When Nelly came out, he was singing his raps. It became cool. Bone Thugs and Harmony started that stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? Giving you like gangster, you know, real street, real thuggish flows, but singing at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Now here we are, 30 years later, and people still talking about Bone. People still rocking the styles. Bone still influencing some of these newer generation cats, the Migos and all them cats. Everybody influenced by Bone. Drake influenced by Bone. Wayne influenced by Bone. Jay-Z influenced by Bone. And these are all people that then already admitted this. These people influenced by Bone. Then when you talk about a track like Notorious Thugs, Biggie Smalls, a GOAT, sitting there changing his flow, changing his rap to match what Bone Thugs can do. And that's why it's not just because it's Biggie. Biggie got a lot of songs. But when you hit Notorious Thugs, that's like one of the most iconic Biggie verses ever. Why? Because he had to switch it up and match what Bone was doing. Because Bone just sounded so different. You can't get 8 Alive on that track. You got to come. Biggie changed his whole flow to be on that song and to do it and mesh it well and stuff like that. He had to wait some time and come back and drop it at the Bone and did their thing. So, or at the Busy did his thing. So that's one of the most iconic verses from Biggie, but it's also one of the most iconic verses from Busy and the whole crew. And then it ends up being one of the most iconic songs of all time. So Nicki's right. You know, if you know that song, you know that song. And it hits just as hard today as it did when it first came out. You know what I'm saying? That's one of those songs that really can't be messed with, can't be touched. You know, Fast and Furious 10, when that trailer dropped, when that movie was coming out, 2023, what's the song that was in the trailer that they was using to edit? It was a sample of Notorious Thugs by Bone Thugs and Harmony that people then tried to remix and touch so many times since it came out. But that's what you getting. Let's ride, and get high. It's Bone and Biggie, it's Bone, right? Like, you can't mess with that, man. You can't mess with that. So it's cool to hear somebody like Nicki Minaj, again, just another one of those cats say, I'm inspired by that. I've been inspired by that. And, you know, all of these years later, somebody like me can still be inspired by that, still remember it, still be inspired by that music and want to do something with it. That's the power and influence that Bone Thugs had and has to this day, because Bone Thugs is still active. They on tour right now, nonstop. You know what I'm saying? Like 30 years later, this is still what they do. You know what I mean? And obviously, you know how we feel about them because we signed by Bone Thugs. You know what I'm saying? So that's our crew. And, you know, seeing that, you know, this, like some of the newer generation folks and, you know, next generation folks recognize Bone, you know, for the you know, impact that they've had on the genre, the culture, the industry, and whatever. It's always good to see, man, because Bone, they don't get enough credit. They should get way more credit than they do, and I feel like they don't. So it's always good to hear folks actually acknowledge Bone, because clearly they listen to him. Clearly they're inspired by him. Clearly they change up their flow sometimes. I've seen Wayne, Doug Oak, change up his flow a lot too to do some Bone stuff. You know what I mean?
I'm thugged out, it's about to be a murder, a bloody murder. Wake up, I'm going at your face, makeup. Wake up like Bone Thugs, I call your bluff, pick the phone up. Her titties fake, but they look real. Cubic zirconias, that's gangsta Al Capone. I make that spit like Bone. I'm talking about Bone. I'm fucking with to the women I condone. Better write me when I'm gone. No, I'm not that thuggish, not that ruggish, but I do pack Bone. Feel like Bone Thugs, leave you boneless, nigga. Leave me at the crossroads, cause you ain't on them corners, nigga. Thuggin' since Bone Thugs, me young thug to a grown thug. Bone a bitch like Pornhub, she gon' miss me like Uncle Charles' blood.
that's a style that can't nobody touch to this day. It's just cold. So it's nice to hear, Nicki give Bone Thugs and Harmony some praise and some recognition. And that's what's up. Because I guarantee you, a lot of Nicki's fans, especially the younger ones, they've never heard of Bone before. They don't know who Bone is. So it's good to hear somebody like her in her position be able to kind of recognize, Bone Thugs and Harmony. And, shout out to Bone Thugs and Harmony. They actually just posted today, saying to go check out Reign of Havik. Reign is another member of our Havik group. He just released a solo album, 20 cold tracks on it, and it's a dope album. And obviously Bone Thugs and Harmony just posted today about that album. So, again, much love to the Bone crew. But again, it's nice to hear somebody like Nicki Minaj recognizing Bone.
Cutting edge. And then, of course, Biggie, like his ability to spit his pain while dissing somebody, while his truth, his struggle, his hunger, but his melodies. If you really think about how many melodies I did in my verse, and they all from his in my song.
Yeah.
All from one man's one verse, a hook and 2 verses.
True.
And I didn't even use everything. I mean,
now where do you think that melody? So you can't even use that word and not know that it came from Bone. You know what I'm saying? Biggie doing what he did on Notorious Thugs. That's not how Biggie rap. Biggie don't rap like that on no other song ever, but he did it on that one. That's how much Bone brought out of a dude that was already considered a GOAT on that coast.
The brilliance that music used to feel like, and that's why I knew number 2 was the. I know.
It was.
Thank you.
That.
All right, so let me see. Make sure they don't say nothing.
Track 2 with a double time flow, and there's a lot of double time flow on the project. There is.
Okay, nice.
I think my favorite track is "Fuck the Club Up." I like that bop from you, that kind of bees in the trap kind of bop. But you seem like extremely comfortable in the double time flow that just pops up periodically throughout the album. Talk to me about all of the different flows and which one is your favorite pocket to be in.
All right, so sounds like they're gonna get into some other stuff, but I'll check that out later. This is over an hour interview. But all right, so number 2, track 2. I gotta go check that out. In fact, I think I want to maybe even react to it if it is Bone related and stuff like that, man. We gotta represent the family on the channel. But then, Joe Budden just said that track is a double time flow. Y'all already know how we get down. We double, triple, quadruple time these flows. So, I would love to listen to that with a keen ear and see if we can dissect that, see if it's done really well. I'm sure it is, because Nicki can flow. A lot of people don't like her. Doesn't matter. You don't have to like her. You don't have to like her music. You can't deny the talent, though. The girl can rap, period. Doesn't matter. So I want to hear that track and see exactly, what she did with it and how she flipped it, and see if I can tell, what happened with the Busy thing. It doesn't sound like he's on it, so maybe his price was too high. But we'll see. I'm not really sure. But anyways, again, that was dope to kind of hear Nicki Minaj talking about Bone Thugs and Harmony. So it's always nice when they can get some credit and recognition, man. Anyways, I will see y'all next time. This was dope to check out. Hopefully I'll be checking out some other different types of interviews and stuff like that. Because I've been kind of digging them lately. I usually watch them on my own time, but they might actually make for good reactions. But anyways, I appreciate y'all tuning in. Havik Nation, be easy.
Yeah, they sleeping on us, bed, we wake 'em up. Cut my day ones off cause they was faking love. Had to change the recipe, my cake ain't baking up. Yeah, they sleeping on us, bed, we wake 'em up. Tryna
one beat, la la